we begin, if not already, please take a moment to subscribe. It helps out the channel a lot. And click the bell icon to receive notifications when I upload. Comment your little heart out. And most of all, please enjoy. Now back to the video. In a lot of franchises, they eventually go into space. You can blame the success of sci-fi movies like Star Wars that makes filmmakers say, I gotta get me some of that. Jason went into space. Leprechaun went into space. James Bond went into space. Even the Fast and the Furious, and I totally guessed this was coming, went into space. It's such a lazy hack. Wait, what's happening? Wait a minute. I know this place.
Make yourself at home.
Space isn't all that bad.
Don't touch my stuff.
Yeah, you get used to it.
But why did you send me here?
Space isn't some lazy hack. It's the ultimate destination.
You know you want to.
See what we see while we plan your planet's doom.
The Wi-Fi password is 1234.
This is Hellraiser Bloodline. In the future, on board a space station called the Minos, designed and built by Dr. Paul Merchant. He's alone on the station with only his own Crow-T robot to keep him company. The station is being boarded, but Paul is more interested in using Crow to open the lament configuration. And it works, but the robot takes the damage.
Can't we just watch bad movies?
Pinhead arrives, but he's not content with flaying a robot. The station is boarded by soldiers, here to stop Dr. Paul Merchant. He designed and built the space station, and then he hijacked it.
Consider yourself relieved.
The woman in charge is named Rimmer. Is this a Red Dwarf reference? In the future, they still use handcuffs forged in 1895. Dr. Merchant has a reason to do this, but to explain it to Rimmer, we gotta go back a few hundred years. We flash back to 1796 France. Dr. Merchant's ancestor, Philip Le Marchand, is a toy maker who built the original lament configuration on commission from an aristocrat who's into occult stuff. He finishes the box, not knowing the specifications make this box a portal to hell.
Well, what does it do?
Damned if I know. His pregnant wife is unimpressed.
Doesn't actually do anything then.
Play with it a little more, I promise you'll be hooked. The aristocrat, Delisle, is a freak. He invites a peasant girl for dinner, feeds her some chipotle, and then sacrifices her. His assistant Jacques is played by Adam Scott, in case you were wondering. The toy maker delivers the box and gets paid. Instead of taking the money and running, he peeps in on the rich folk and sees them flay the peasant girl. They use her skin in a ritual, hung up with way more chains than it should take, and he summons a demon who slips into the peasant girl's skin like a fine suit. This is Angelique, and she's his to command. Toy maker runs home, that noise. The toy maker starts designing an anti-box. I don't think they explain where he got the plans. Internet? The toy maker breaks into Delisle's mansion to steal the box back, but the big guy's dead. But his assistant, Jacques, is getting busy with Angelique. I guess she would be a demon in the sack. They kill the toy maker, and since he's responsible for creating the box in the first place, thus opening a portal to hell, his entire bloodline is cursed. Every other Hellraiser movie is his fault. Think about that. Of course, Rimmer does not believe a word of this.
She wanted a box that would open the gateway forever. There were merchants who dreamed of puzzle boxes.
The story picks up in 1996 with another ancestor of the toy maker, John Merchant. Obsession with the box is kind of baked into the family now.
So that's why your face is on this magazine cover.
Angelique spots Merchant on a magazine cover in front of some very familiar architecture. Jacques is still very alive, but that's your black magic at work. She wants to go to America because any descendant of the toy maker is a threat to hell. For some reason, Jacques won't let her go.
No.
But since he's not acting on Hell's best interest, this gives her a loophole to end their contract, which she ends by pulling his heart out. Then she makes him watch as it beats in her hand. John's obsession with the box bleeds into his designs. Angelique finds him in no time. Demons could still get a passport. This was before 9/11. Angelique tricks a security guard into taking her into the basement. Giggity? Remember in Hellraiser 3, Jadzia Dax threw the box in the foundation of a building under construction? That was this building, and somehow the box wound up in a column. I hope that's not load-bearing. She makes him play with her box. Let me rephrase that. He pokes a finger in her, I'm just gonna sit this one out. You know how this goes. He solves the box, the chains come out, and Pinhead appears.
It's me. Hi, I'm the problem, it's me.
Angelique.
Pinhead and Angelique have history. They used to date in hell or something, I don't know. She's been away too long. Hell is being run differently these days. She's old school, using seduction and corruption. Pinhead's more about suffering and pain. Insert political joke here. No. Angelique visits John at work. He explains to this hot stranger that he's been working on the Elysium configuration, the anti-box box. It works with lasers, mirrors, probably magnets, using endless light to trap and destroy the portal to hell. I bet he's thinking about other women's boxes. A couple of security guards bust in on Pinhead and Angelique. They're twins, they're very close, they finish each other's sentences, and Pinhead brings them even closer. Don't worry about them. The script didn't even bother giving them names. Yep, they're screwed. You know the drill. First you twist, then you shout. That's all I got.
Temptation is worthless, princess.
Angelique tries seducing John, but Pinhead's method is a lot more direct.
Young. Oh, what appetites. I could teach him.
All right, Jared, calm down. Pinhead wants to use his family as bait.
Come to the building. Alone. No cops.
This thing needs a warning sticker. John goes to get his family back. They lose Pinhead in a stairwell. Really?
The fuck?
We're gonna split up. What?
Angelique makes John complete his other work because the laser mirror thingy can destroy the box and free her from hell. Pinhead just wants a bigger portal so they can come and go as they please. But it does not work.
Womp womp.
Pinhead cuts off John's head, kills him, in case that wasn't clear. Mrs. charges in with the box and sends everyone back to hell. The end. Not really.
So how is space treating you?
It's kind of cold up here.
Hands off the thermostat.
Rimmer's still not buying it. He had just released Pinhead and friends when Rimmer rudely interrupted his plan. Now they're all trapped on the station with the Cenobites.
Long wait, demon. For such a short game.
What are you implying?
The clock is ticking, and Pinhead and the gang start taking out the rest of the team. The twins are back, and even Angelique is now a Cenobite. I guess she settled to work with the new management. I can finally compensate properly.
Where the fuck planet are you from? Detroit.
The rest of the team is wiped out, leaving Rimmer and Paul. Now she believes him and asks him to finish what he started. Hey, hands off the screen. Fingerprints. Hate that.
We're not gonna have much time once this thing goes.
Paul faces Pinhead.
You are so very like your ancestor.
If he was so eager to kill the Toymaker bloodline, why all this, pardon the expression, toying? Make with the hooks, man. And what happened to the other Cenobites? At this point, we stopped seeing the others, even Angelique, and she was such a big part of this until now. It's all a ruse to delay Pinhead with a hologram while the real Rimmer and Paul escape on a shuttle. She just looks done, doesn't she? I don't have any more lines, don't look at me.
What have you done?
And now he activates the station. The Elysium configuration finally perfected. Lasers and mirrors create a perpetual light that the station folds around, trapping Pinhead inside in a massive cube. And then it explodes. Killing Pinhead, but not preventing several sequels that take place before this movie. That was Hellraiser Bloodline. As the last Hellraiser film to be released theatrically, Bloodline attempts to be both a prequel and a sequel. This movie chronologically ends the series. There are several more sequels, but they all take place before this one, so it doesn't really break continuity. Or at least not if you don't think about it too much. Sparse character development is one of the film's major weaknesses. This kind of multi-generational guilt could have been intriguing, but it's spread so thin. The movie spans 3 timelines, and it lacks the focus to fully flesh out any single character. The 3 generations of the Merchant family come across as undeveloped. They serve as vehicles to move the plot through its 3 timelines. At least with 3 stories, it can't help but move quickly. Think of them as sharing one character arc. The toy maker started it, John is dealing with it, and Paul ends it. The whole movie itself just feels disjointed. Even Pinhead is less interesting here, and pales in comparison to his previous outings. Doug Bradley brings it as always, but as he's written here, he just doesn't have a whole lot to do. He talks to Merchant as if he's his nemesis, but it's too thin to be as epic as they want it to be. The early CG looks good and serves to get the point across. The Cenobites' makeup and practical effects are still top-notch, grotesque, and nightmarish, and the art direction gives each of the 3 time periods a distinct look. But the finale is kinda dull. Here's where your body count picks up, but who are these guys? Then you have the protagonist and antagonist monologuing. And Pinhead is fooled by a hologram. Really? It's the death of Pinhead and the culmination of a centuries-long story. Why is the ending so underwhelming? Hellraiser Bloodline is 2 Bs. An ambitious entry that aims to expand its lore by spanning multiple time periods, but the film never fully explores this and ultimately just goes through the motions. At least, they can't go into space again. Okay, I'm done. Can I go home now?
Fine, send him home. Okay, stand by.
Thank you so much for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, the bell, you know, the usual YouTube stuff. This is theNewBee, and I'll see you later, kids. Toodles!